Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to share with you a new model of innovation for regional economy that we developed over the last 20-some years. We have tested, validated this model in several cities across the Greater Bay Area and the other parts of China. Recently, we also started to collaborate with COAST and the other organizations in the kingdom, hoping to develop a similar model for the kingdom. So my talk will consist of several parts. First, I will share some key data comparing the Greater Bay Area with the kingdom. Then I will describe two major experiments that led to the formation of this innovation model. And I will explain the underlying principle of this new model and the ongoing important work with COAST and other organizations in the kingdom currently. So I'm about 7,000 kilometers from Hong Kong to Riyadh. And here are some of the data we know of the kingdom. And also similar data for China, the area, population, GDP per capita. Note that in 2022, China manufacturing output is $5 trillion. That is 28% of world total. Number two, US is at 16.6%. The export from China is $3.6 trillion, 14% of world total, and the US, number two, 8.5%. And we now see the dots currently at the kingdom, the CAXT, founded 1977, and the COAST, 2009, the Great Vision 2030 announced 7 years ago, the GIGA project, and recently the Advanced Manufacturing Initiative. You may ask, how do we connect those dots? How will the kingdom look like 5, 10, or 20 years from now? Perhaps the journey that the Greater Bay Area went through in the last 25 years may give some answer to this question. So the Greater Bay Area consists of Hong Kong, Macau, and the 7 cities of Guangdong, and it is 86 million population, and it is mainly based on manufacturing the economy. The export is $1.3 trillion, 5% of world total. As an independent country, it ranks number 4 globally after China, US, and Germany. And a major part is Shenzhen, which for 3.5% of the area contribute 25% of the GDP. So you may ask, 40-some years ago, Shenzhen was a small fishing village. So to arrive at today, I will give the cutting up line, 1999. That was 2 years after handover of Hong Kong, and the HKUST founded 8 years ago. And that is the number 40 years ago in Shenzhen. Only 30,000 people population, $120 per capita, and by 1999, it's 6 million population, and the GDP per capita at $4,000. But at that time, most of the natural resources have been utilized, the land and the labor. So how can Shenzhen go from there? What kind of innovation we need to take the city to the next level? That was the major question faced by Shenzhen. But of course, today we know Shenzhen population more than doubled, and the GDP per capita is around the same as the kingdom, and it is mainly based on manufacturing. So the story behind this magic is that, 1991, HKUST founded. 92, I joined the university. And the HKUST played a major role in this transformation. So Shenzhen, without a major research university, come to HKUST. Together with Peking U, we set up the Shenzhen IER, I for Industry, Education, and Research Integrated. I founded my first company, Google Tech, in 1999. It provides critical motion control technology for manufacturing automation. And last year, the company was IPO'd. And along the way, I was trying to think, how can we reform our curriculum so that not only professors, but also students can found their startups. Our curriculum was modeled after that of MIT, Berkeley. It remains unchanged for 75 years. It starts with math, engineering fundamental, and a capstone project, try to integrate all the knowledge. It is too late. Most of the students are not interested, they skip classes. So 2004, I taught a robot competition class, discover students who skip class become passionate about this course. Frank Wang, who took the course twice, and then using his experience to establish DJI. And later, we realized this is a part of new engineering education, project-based and multidisciplinary teamwork, and go to Shenzhen, using the supply chain there to speed up the iteration. And of course, during his final year project, he chose his own autopilot control design instead of a problem from professor, myself. So this is another important piece of new engineering education. And of course, during his graduate study, he established DJI in a garage. Today, DJI is the global leader in drone technology with more than 70% of the market share. And also we see the picture of the new headquarters, more than 14,000 employees in this company. So let me show you a short video of how this product completely changed the user experience. Can you click on the, oh yeah. And as a mountain climber, you'll never be able to the, Mountain Everest. And that gives you a totally different view of the world. So after DJI, 9 out of 10 students from my lab founded their companies, and 1/3 of those students founded 50 companies. Then the city north to Shenzhen was thinking how to transform the manufacturing industry. It was called the Hollywood of maker, but innovation was still a problem. So we established what is called the Export Park System as an incubator for founders from college. And this is our homework. We help more than 60 teams, and the survival rate is at 80%, and 15% become unicorns or pseudo-unicorns. They are all in the deep tech area, and the leading field has a valuation more than $10 billion US. So those are some of the examples. E-Propulsion is the global leader in providing electrical outboards, sustainable energy solution for boats and yachts. Okay. And Novell, the product outside, completely redefined the category of home robots. And this company is now more than 2,000 employees. So in the area of home products, we have incubated more than 40 companies. They produce 12 famous brands, and more than 50% of top selling products come from our ecosystem. And this concept is being recognized by other cities in China, Ningbo, Changzhou, Chongqing, Shenzhen, the InnoX, and Hong Kong as well. So here is a basic structure. We work with multiple universities using new engineering education to train the talents. And the talents from those programs go into our incubation system, and the startup companies in the area of consumer products, in IC, and also equipment and manufacturing automation. And those also allow us to extend to smart city, construction robots, unmanned trucks, and also logistics robots, and smart agriculture and healthcare. So that we basically, the underlying reason, we see that major reasons startup fails, the team, the product definition, supply chain, and the technology. And ways to address each of those problems, through boot camps, new engineering education. So basically, how do we fill up the gaps is an important challenge. We find a way to address those problems. And also product and how do we make it practical from those boot camps. We iterated this process again and again. And also for supply chain, from a concept to massive product is a big journey. You have to find 100 suppliers and also iterate more than 100 times. That becomes a big killer for startups. So we established a shared factory to address those problems all at once. And our iteration speed, cost, we are 10 times faster and 1/10 the cost versus Silicon Valley. So those are some of the pictures. And these companies help each other, collaborate with each other to build their competitive advantage. So that is how they work together. And also for the training, we know that train engineer is not a big challenge. But train a product manager, a founder, is a major challenge. This is a horizontal model instead of a vertical model, and there are schools trying to do the same, such as Olin and etc. So that is the foundations of what we are doing. So finally, with the last few seconds, I will go back to the kingdom, the dots, and how we see that these dots can be connected. So I come to KAUST, visiting Professor Tony Chen, and the teams come to Shenzhen for a visit. Mayor from Shenzhen come to KAUST to Riyadh to visit. So we decided to start with the boot camp for young founders, students, faculty from the kingdom, and 40% of them are female. That is very impressive. They spend 2 weeks in Shenzhen to accelerate their project, and we are so delighted to see 75% of the top project from female students from the kingdom. And in September, we will release our joint master degree program. This called the Technology, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. So they will spend 1 year in the kingdom and 6 months in Shenzhen to directly go into their startup. So, and also for the new and the Giga project, we have unmanned trucks and also complete metal mine that has been tested, validated, and we hope to bring this to the kingdom. And finally, we have a booth, which is booth number H1B20, and you're welcome to visit us. Thank you.